Welcome back to Just Scribble. I have two new things from Yoseka and I'm really excited to open them up and check them out. This is something that's not really new to me, it's just in a new color, but this is something new to the planner community and I'm so excited. Let's check this part out first. So this is my new Twsbi Eco. This is the Irish green. So you can see there, Twsbi Eco in the 1.1 stub. And I'm really excited about this. I am Irish, so I could not pass up an Irish green Eco. Plus I have all of the Eco colors, so I kind of just tend to keep collecting them because I love these pens. They are consistent writers, they come in pretty colors, and I can match my ink color to the pen. They're more affordable than a lot of other pens. I just really enjoy them. And this one was super fun because it came with black accents. So let me take it out. You do get your silicone grease and your little wrench in case you need to grease your piston. It has instructions on how to do that, and then it also has instructions for filling. And I didn't say it while I was doing it, but I always take the little sticker that says which pen it is and the color, and I put it in this little box that's kind of carved into the box. And then I put the clear seal over top of it. And that's how I keep my boxes so that I know which box goes with which pen. This is the beautiful Irish green Eco in a 1.1 stub. I really like the black accents on this. And then it has the beautiful black nib that matches. And we're going to flush this out real quick. And we're going to fill it with ink and do a writing sample. So to flush it out, you will turn the piston counterclockwise to push it all the way down to the bottom, and then you'll put it in water. So I have a cup of water there. Turn clockwise to suck water up in it, and then counterclockwise to release the water. You do that 2 or 3 times, and it'll flush out any impurities, any testing, things like that. And then we can fill it with ink. So I really wasn't sure what color of ink I wanted to put in this. Obviously, this is a very dark kind of Christmas green color, and I do have inks this color, but because of the season, I wasn't really ready to use it with those. I'll probably do that in December for Christmas time, but for this like initial fill, I wanted to use one of these 2 Sailor inks. They actually aren't too terribly different on the paper, not as different as I thought they would be. This top one is Sailor 160, and then this bottom one is their Pen Show exclusive for the North America Pen Show from 2020. This one is a little bit more light green, and this one has a little bit more darkness to it. I was trying to decide which one I wanted because, like I said, they don't appear too terribly different. But because I'm going to be adding a dark green color in just a couple months, I think I'm going to go with the 160. So that's what we're going to fill it with. And we're going to do the same basic process as we did to flush it, in that the piston should be all the way down here. So counterclockwise to get it all the way down there. And then we're going to stick our pen down in the ink and turn it clockwise to suck it up into the pen. So now we have a beautifully filled pen. The only problem is I don't have my fountain pen rag with me. Oh, yes, I do. It was hiding. So then we just take off any excess that might have gotten on the outside when we dipped it into the ink bottle. And it will write differently with the pen than it does with my swatching because I lay down a lot of ink with my swatching. So it will be lighter when I write with it. And of course I still have a little bit of water in there, so it'll take just a little bit for all the water to kind of mix with the ink. .1 stub. So there we have a little writing sample and our pen. And we'll let that dry while we open up item number 2. So this is a new planner item for 2025. And I'm really excited for it. So I do have this little card from them that says Happy Hobonichi Day. It has Hobonichi items on there. And then it says, hi Siobhan, thank you so much. Enjoy your new Twsbi. Happy new pen day. Liliana or Lilina, I think that's what it says. And on the side it has a beautiful sort of a deskscape with a planner. This is really pretty. I may have to use this in November in a setup like tip-in or on my cover because it has really good fall vibes. But this is the product. This is a Stalogy planner. So it is a monthly planner from Stalogy dated for 2025. And it is in B6 Slim size. That's what it's called. But it's not a B6 Slim like the Naname Paper B6 Slims or the Jibun Techo. It's just a tiny bit slimmer than a B6, and then also slim in that it's super, super skinny. So this is 121 millimeters by 182 millimeters, and it's just a monthly planner. It did come, I think, in 2 different color cover options. I think you could get it black and in gray, but I got the gray. I just thought it would be fun and different. And it's not the normal Stalogy cover. So like your normal Stalogy cover is that sort of slick cover like that. And this is paper. So it has a different texture and it's not so slick. Still has the little yellow band on it, like all the Stalogies. And it talks to you about the planner and it has a little sample of the layout. And it's just a thin monthly booklet. So I did actually think about buying some Sterling Ink booklets for 2025. I wasn't going to buy any of her planners for 2025. I did use her planners in 2023, and I have a couple of them that I've used on and off in 2025. But I have found out that her planners aren't really for me. Like the setup, the organization of them just doesn't work for me as well as other planners do. And there's so many amazing, unique planners available in the planner community that I found much better fits from other brands. Obviously, I'm going to be using my planners, Plans by Just Scribble, because they are my planners and I designed them and I absolutely love them. But I am actually going to be using other planners in 2025 as well from some other shops because there are some amazing planners available out there. But I did think about getting some booklets from Sterling Ink for 2025 to pair with some of my planners. I have been using her booklets for 2025. This is, for example, my A6 that I've used with my A6 rings when I had my A6 rings set up, and that I also used with my A6 kind of bullet journal setup that I used this year. And I've really liked these little booklets. However, I realized in most of the sizes that I had used booklets, I didn't need her booklets for 2025 because what I was using for 2025 was different and I didn't need them. But the one size that I really did kind of want to get a booklet was in B6 size to pair with my Twines and Paper hybrid that I'm going to be using for Just Scribble. But then I saw the Stalogy and I really wanted to use this instead. So I actually didn't order anything from Sterling Ink for 2025. And instead, I'm going to be using this for my B6 booklet. So I'm really excited for this and excited to check it out. Stitch bound. Let's find the center so I can show you. So it's a stitch bound booklet and it is B6 size, but slightly smaller so it will slip into my cover with my B6 planner that I'm using for Just Scribble. So I'm excited about that. So it has a front page that just says 2025 and then it says December 2024 to March 2026 because those are the months that are included in here. Then you have annual schedule. You have 6 months per page. Sundays are shaded in red and then so are holidays. That's probably one thing that I don't like about it is the red. But in this particular planner, like what I'm using this for, the red isn't really going to be a big deal. And it has the dates down the side, and then it has Monday through Sunday indicated for each month on there, like that. So you have 2025's annual schedule, and then you have a 2026 annual schedule, which for my purposes for this is really awesome so that I can do some pre-planning for the shop for printables and then also for planner launches. And then you go into the monthly. So it does have December 2024 monthly in it. It has your December up here. It's a Monday start. It does have grids on your monthly boxes, and they have this sort of dark divider line on each of the days. If you can see that, they're kind of divided, not completely in half, but in half in that when I put holidays or special events in my monthlies, they kind of go up by the date. And then these two rows would be where the actual like things that I write in my monthly would go. And so that part, the meat of the monthly box is divided in half. So Monday start, and then it does have a sideboard down here, and it's divided by week so that you could make your list for that particular week, or you could just work your way down, or you could make sections and you can plan in sections. And then on the far right hand side, it does have the week number on it. That's something that I have in my planners as well. Do I have mine handy? Yes. So when I designed plans by Just Scribble, one of the things that I wanted to make sure I did was provide the week number, because I know a lot of people really use it, but I didn't want it to interfere with your sidebar or any functionality of your monthly spread. So a lot of planners have your week number down here in your sidebar. Some have it even farther over here. So it really interferes with the functionality of this sidebar. And then some have it written actually in the Monday box or the Sunday, depending on if it's a Monday or a Sunday start. And that takes away from the functionality of your monthly planner. So on my planners, on Plans by Just Scribble, I have it on the far right hand side. So you have it, it's easy to see, but it's not interfering with the function of your monthly spread. And one of the things that I really liked about the Stalogy one from the photos I saw is that they did the same thing. Not necessarily in the same way, because they wrote out week and then the words are flipped, but it's not interfering with my monthly spread, and it's really easy to see. And if I laid tabs on here, because I do lay tabs even in my little booklets, the tabs won't cover any of the week indications either, because there's plenty of space to lay my tabs. So you have December and then January. It is different paper, I think. So this is a normal Stalogy, and see how thin this paper is and how it sounds different. So this is a lot thinner. This is a lot thicker. This paper feels different. I'm going to have to look up what paper this is. It almost feels like Cosmo Air Light in the slickness and then also in the thickness. So I will definitely check that out, and I'll put it down here and then down in the description box as well, because I didn't actually pay attention to that when I was purchasing what the paper was, because I knew if it was Stalogy, it would be a good paper that I would like. But it is thicker than their normal paper. So you have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then you have January 2026, February 2026, March 2026, and then grid pages. And this is a 5mm grid, which is one of the other reasons that I really wanted to use this as my booklet. The sterling ink is a 3.7 by 3.9mm grid, which, let me show you on the grid pages because it'll be easier to see, which is just a lot smaller and not my standard handwriting size. And so I really wanted this larger grid size for this monthly booklet. It's another reason why the Stalogy won out over the sterling ink booklets. And so after your March 2026, which gives me some pre-planning pages that I will need for the shop, which is awesome. Then you have grid pages, not a lot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 grid pages in the back, which for my purposes, what this is going to be used for is absolutely sufficient and perfect. And then you just have the back cover, and it's really thin and really nice, and it's going to work really well with my planner. So I'm really excited for it. So when my Twines and Paper B6 hybrid comes, I will share this with it, and I'll talk to you guys about how I'm planning on using this in conjunction with that. And I will also put this in the cover that I'm going to be using, which is from BDS, and I'll show you how they fit together and how I'm going to be using them together. But this is the Stalogy B6 monthly insert, and I'm really excited about it. I did have, oh, I don't even know where it's at. So I have used, oh, I think it's over here, maybe. Hold on. Okay, so I do also have the Sterling Ink B6 monthly for 2024. And then I also have this campus diary, which I have shared in the past, which is also B6 size. And so I thought I would just compare these three for you also, just so you kind of have a reference, because these are 3 monthly booklet options that you can buy if you need a monthly booklet in B6 size to pair with either your planner or your bullet journal. One thing for me is that if I'm doing a bullet journal and I bullet journal, a bullet journal or the notebook, it doesn't last me the whole year. So for example, this was one of my bullet journals. This was in a Wonderland 222 notebook. And this one covered January, February, March, April, May, and June of, what year was this? 2021. And so it only covered 6 months. So rather than add monthly pages to my bullet journal, I could pair it with a booklet, and then I'd have the full year monthlies for pre-planning and all of our appointments and all of that kind of thing. And then this instead could be my weeklies, my dailies, my collections, all of that kind of stuff. And so these pair really nicely with a B6 notebook, and they fit in my cover really well. And that way I don't have to draw monthlies into my bullet journal, but I also don't have to worry about the fact that these notebooks only cover a certain number of months. Like this one covered 6 months. Normally I would only fit 3 or 4 months in one. And so sometimes I would have 2, 3, even 4 notebooks for the year when I was bullet journaling. And so this allowed me to have one kind of monthly planner that I used throughout the year. And then I could use the notebook for all the rest of the things. And so these are 3 B6 size options that you have. So like I said, this is B6 Slim, but not a normal B6 Slim. It's made in the Japanese B6 sizing. It's just slightly slimmer. Same height as a JIS B6, but slimmer. And this is the Sterling Ink. I have shared these before. She hasn't changed a whole lot in these over the years. It has her goal breakdown, it has her sort of trackers and quarterly sections, and then it has her monthlies, and then there's some grid pages in the back. Hers has 18 grid pages in the back, at least in the 2024 version. So you can see the difference in the monthly layout between the Stalogy and the Sterling Ink. And for what I need, this layout is actually better for me. I like the setup of it, and I like the cleanness of it, and it just seems a little bit less cluttered because the grids are bigger and there's not so many grids on the page as a result, and then it's lines over here and a lot more white space around the edges. I just really like aesthetically how it looks, and I think functionally this is going to work really well for me. So that's the difference in the Sterling Ink. And then the grid pages. And then this is the campus diary. Let me find a month that I didn't do a whole lot in here. Let's see. So December 2022. So in this one it has your calendar overview, and then it has a yearly schedule that looks very similar to the Stalogy one. And then it goes straight into your monthlies, and the monthlies look like this. And I actually really liked this because it was really clean. I liked the darkness of the print, and I liked the lines here, but he didn't like the fact that there was no line or grid on these monthlies. I have a lot of trouble writing straight if I don't have lines, and so that was one of the reasons why this one in particular didn't work as well for me as I had hoped. And in the back it has lined pages instead of grid pages, but it's the same basic concept. So from a size perspective, It is once again a little bit wider than the Stalogy, and then it's also a little bit thicker just because it's put together a little bit differently. It's put together in signatures, and then it has a tape binding versus this one being the whole thing kind of stitched together. And then the monthlies, you can see the difference there and there. So the boxes are bigger in this one than they are in this one, but again, I prefer the grid. If this had grid, I might have ended up going with this one again because I actually really like Kikuyo paper a lot, but I really like the fact that this one was slightly smaller so it would tuck in my cover better and pair better with my existing planner. And then of course this has grid at the back, whereas this has lined at the back. And I like the grid better for like collections and things like that. It's just easier for me to adjust this to build a spread than to adjust this to build a spread. And then in case you were wondering the difference between the Sterling Ink monthly and the Kikuyo monthly, you can see that the boxes are about the same size, very similar in size. This just has like a much cleaner aesthetic because it doesn't have the tiny grid all over the pages. That's just a quick little comparison since I had you. But these are the booklets that I've used in the past, and then this is a new one, and I'm really excited for it, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And I really like how they have the weeks there and how they have the sidebar. So I think this is going to be really fun to use. I'm excited for it. I'm getting really excited for 2025 planners and my lineup. I just want my planners to get here, which I know you guys are saying the same thing because my planners haven't shipped yet. We still plan on all of the planners, the A5 size planners, shipping out by the end of October. If anything changes, I will post an update on that. But I haven't gotten, well, other than my Faded Chronicle Undated, I haven't gotten any of my planners that I've ordered for 2025. All the ones that I pre-ordered in June, and I think I pre-ordered one in July, none of those have shipped yet. And then ones that I ordered ready to ship already, they also have not shipped yet, even though they were ready to ship, and it's been well over a week. So I'm waiting on all of mine as well. So I understand the anxiousness and excitement of wanting to get your planners, but I'm getting really excited for 2025 and everything that it has in store and everything I'm going to be using, and I'm excited to have this. So that is the B6 Slim Stalogy monthly booklet that I'll be using for 2025, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And then this is my new Twsbi Eco in the Irish green, and that's the writing sample with the Sailor 160. I think it's a really good pairing for this to not be so dark for the season. So I'm excited to use this ink in it now, and then in December we will fill this up with a pretty green, like Christmas green, and we'll fill up my red one, red ink, and then we'll probably fill up one with some sort of pretty kind of silvery gray color, and that way I can use them during the holidays. But that's my unboxing from Yoseka. I wanted to share my new pen with you guys, do a little fill and a little writing sample, and then mostly I really wanted to share this with you guys. I mean, this is really fun, and I love my Twsbis, but an Eco is an Eco. It's just the color is different. There's not really a lot of difference between them otherwise. But this was something new and I wanted to share it with you guys. But that's my unboxing from Yoseka. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below and I will definitely get back with you. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this share. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos. And don't forget to just scribble.